So it's just the dog and me on the balcony. I pat her head and she looks at me with those knowing doggy eyes, like she understands everything. I smile at her and she seems to smile back with that great open-mouthed doggy smile. The kind of smile that's accompanied by sound for emphasis. You know, that happy doggy sound, that... So it's just the dog and me on the balcony, smiling together. It's late in the day and we're facing the colors of the western sky. The view is magnificent. So I remark to the dog, "Look at that magnificent sunset. Doesn't it just take your breath away?" To which the dog replies, like she's in total agreement with me. But then the dog keeps going. For way too long. Now I can appreciate a good sunset as much as the next guy, but let's face it, after a minute or two, a person starts to lose interest. But here's this dog just going on and on. And I'm starting to get the idea that she's mocking me, that she thinks my remark about the sunset is silly and that I'm pretty unsophisticated for making a big deal about something that happens every day. And she's showing me up with this sarcastic overreaction. And I'm starting to feel insulted. And since it's just the dog and me on the balcony, I see no need to hide my feelings. So I give her that look, you know, that wounded human look. And I say to her, "Et tu, Brute?" Figuring that if she's so damn sophisticated, she ought to be able to handle a little elementary Latin. And "Et tu, Brute" ought to make a dog feel bad enough to back off some. But does she back off? No, she just keeps at it. And I'm starting to feel more and more antagonized, annoyed, and angry, until I notice there's drool coming from her mouth and pooling right in front of her face. Then I'm starting to realize she's not mocking me after all, because you can't mock someone and drool at the same time. Mocking requires that the mocker has got to appear a lot more cool than the mockee, and let's face it, there's nothing less cool than drool. And yet there's the dog drooling away, still going, with that same look on her face that I'm starting to realize is not a smile at all. It's just the way a dog's mouth goes when it drools. And as for that knowing look in her eye, I'm starting to realize it's nothing but a pretty flat, blank stare. Still, I sit there with her for a while as the sky darkens and the stars twinkle on, and I think how magnificent the night is. But this time, I don't say anything, because I'm starting to realize this is just the dog and me on the balcony, and there's a smile on my face and not a thing on my mind but the sight of the stars and the sound of the dog.